make a narrative as if like I'm scared of. I think Devin's a tremendous fighter. Do I think Devin Haney can beat me? Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm on a different level than everybody.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to boxing, because Devin, he's a boxer.
It's on him. You know what I mean? It's on him. He knows that he's going to get this fade sooner or later. So it's only a matter of time. Obviously, we can't go down. You know, we can't go down to 135. So, you know, he would have to come up. And, you know, he can get this work anytime. He ready.
I see greatness, man. I see greatness. Shakur practically beat him with one hand, man. That jab, man. Most important hand you have, man. You know? And he looked good doing it, sharp. You know what I mean? Distance. He did everything, man.
Shakur Stevenson is reportedly lined up to face Devin Haney at 140. He's willing to accept rehydration terms and remains completely confident that his skills are better than every challenger in front of him.
All of these guys, if y'all want me to come to 147, I'm coming in with rehydration clause. I don't even do that. But why am I going up to these guys' weight classes if I'm not planning on going?
Devin Haney insists the fight with Shakur Stevenson will happen, showing focus and commitment and making it clear he truly wants this bout.
We're still at 135. You can't, you know, say your name without saying Shakur to your female tank, right? It just is what it is. Is that fight going to ever happen? Would it ever happen against you and Shakur?
100%, yeah. I think so. I think it,
you think Shakur will grow into whatever weight you're in?
I mean, all of us is close to the same size. You know, we're all growing together. We're all like, you know, getting bigger. Well, so, and it's only so many guys, like y'all said, it's only so many guys that we could make big money and people want to see the fights. Which even though I know that they making new guys, it's guys like Kermel, Abdullah, all these guys want to come up too. So eventually they gonna be there too. But yeah, no, I think that a fight with Shakur is very much possible. We tried.
Shakur Stevenson says he isn't afraid of Devin Haney, but Devin's team might try to twist the narrative and claim Shakur is deliberately avoiding the fight.
Devin Haney.
Okay.
Devin Haney's probably, to me, I don't think it's hit its point yet, but I think in the next year or two, it'll hit a point where it's like the world is gonna demand, you know what I'm saying? I can see the trajectory feels like it could meet like that.
I would love this fight. But look, you gotta watch what you say with like, and this is not even Devin fault, because Devin is very respectful of my game and I'm respectful of his game. He's a good fighter. But his fans will clip and twist and turn things into something that is not. So I try to be real careful on what I say.
True. This is guy Jay on Twitter. He a big Haney fan. He be always clipping and changing stuff, Jay.
Yeah, they gonna make a narrative as if like I'm scared of. I think Devin's a tremendous fighter. Do I think Devin Haney can beat me?
Shakur Stevenson believes he's on a different level, with no fighter capable of beating him. And he also says Devin can't knock him out.
Like he's a fucking stone cold killer who's just gonna go in there and try to knock me the fuck out.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to outbox me. I'm the greatest boxer. How do you... So that's how I feel about the fight.
Yeah.
But it all gotta make sense from a business standpoint. I don't like getting up here and negotiating against myself. And,
for sure.
But for me, I'm willing to make the fight.
But do you see it as it being that could, you know, like we always said, the Four Kings, even though you wasn't a part of it, the whole plot is like at the end of the road, there's gonna be two guys left standing, and that's the big fight. Do you see that as that's potentially what that could be?
I'm a bad motherfucker.
Devin Haney is determined to prove himself, targeting elite opponents like Shakur Stevenson to establish his real greatness.
Fights are not possible. Would you be more inclined just to move up to 140?
Yeah, if I can't get those fights next, or it doesn't make sense for it to be next, I'll probably go to 140, test it out, see how I feel at the weight at 140, and then when the time is right, then I'll defend my belt at 135. We'll just see though. I got to go back and talk with the team and see what makes the most sense. That's really all.
Bill Haney says they're not coming down and waiting, so anyone who wants the fight needs to move up to 140.
Didn't become undisputed yet. They didn't mention the franchise belt, which directly impacted Devin's career early on, right? And it seemed like, I was saying this on my live earlier, you tell me what you think about this, but it seems to me like there's a lot of people that have tried to block y'all ambition, right? Between you signed to the wrong company, Loma not taking the Devin fight, Tio not taking the Devin fight, Rolly saying he just don't want to fight Devin. Do you see that? Like, how do you see that? As far as like, people know you're ambitious, they know you want to be unified, they know you want to be undisputed, so they put all these obstacles up and they make it hard for you to achieve what you're trying to achieve.
Absolutely. I think it's been historic in the way that they.
He adds that the challenger can happen any time the challenger is ready.
We must keep our composure and our patience and understand that it's part of the process when you're that good. You know what I mean? We can't say it any other way. They're running out of narratives. You know what I'm saying? And, it's what the people want to see. We don't never say, okay, well, this guy has done something wrong or he did bad business. So, we'll never do it. Obviously, when we go through negotiations and we spend time in there, whether it's put something together for Richard Hitchinson, for him to come back later and to say, I want that fight. Well, when we were trying to make the fight, we couldn't. You didn't want to negotiate. You went somewhere else. When we were negotiating with Shakur Stevenson, instead of him negotiating with us, he said that he's going to go.
Tim Bradley believes Shakur Stevenson has the potential to surpass even Terence Crawford in boxing history. Crawford is clearly on the sport's Mount Rushmore, a 5-division world champion with incredible achievements. Still, Bradley feels Shakur, like Crawford, has the talent and skill to go even higher. He explains it's not about matching Crawford's multiple undisputed titles or moving through countless weight classes, but about the opportunities Crawford didn't have because of boxing politics at the time. Bradley says if someone like Turki Al-Sheikh had been around during Crawford's rise, bridging gaps between promoters, major fights against Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence Jr., and Yordenis Ugas could have happened sooner, boosting Crawford's prominence even more. But I feel like Shakur,
just like Crawford was with me, Shakur has the ability to pass Terence Crawford. Listen up. Now, not in the stance of becoming 3-time undisputed and going up to, that many weight classes. Not from that standpoint. He already has 4 weight classes. Crawford is a 5-weight division champion. But in a sense of having the opportunities that Crawford didn't have. Crawford would have been even bigger than what he is if the politics didn't play into the sport at the time. And now that, you have guys like Turki Al-Sheikh that is able to bridge that gap between promoters and, make these big fights.
With that in mind, Shakur is entering an era where talented fighters from 130 to 135 are more accessible, giving him the chance to face top-tier opponents consistently. Names like Devin Haney, Lamont Roach, O'Shaquie Foster, Gary Russell Jr., Dalton Smith, Brian Garcia, and others fill out Shakur's possible matchups. Bradley emphasizes that Shakur not only has the skills to compete with these fighters, but also the opportunity to beat them, solidifying his legacy and potentially becoming even greater than Crawford in influence and achievements.
Turki was around when Crawford was on his climb. When Crawford couldn't get those big fights with like Thurman and Danny Garcia and Ugas and, You know, he got it later with Sean Porter, but it was later. But imagine if Crawford was able to have that run and, you know, Earl Spence, Danny Garcia, Ugas, Keith Thurman, you know, the list goes on. If he would have had all those guys on his ledger, imagine how big Crawford would be. He would be even bigger than what he is today, you know, bigger than what he is today. So with that being said, you know, with these fighters hovering around 135, these talented fighters hovering around 135, 130, you know, guys like, you know, O'Shaquie Foster, like I mentioned, going to go up to 135. He's big enough to go to 135.
There's a major obstacle in the way, but watching these two fighters compete, it's clear that, outside of cheating, they're highly unlikely to lose. With that said, Devin Haney fires back at Shakur, and Shakur fires right back at Devin. This back and forth highlights the dynamic between top-level fighters. Initially, there was talk of a Four Kings 2.0 featuring Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, and Gervonta Davis, drawing parallels to the legendary era of Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Roberto Duran.
Haney going to concede to that? I doubt it. So there's a major obstacle in the way. But nonetheless, as you watch these two fighters fight, you can clearly see, outside of cheating, they're more than likely not going to lose, right? With that said, Devin Haney immediately responds to Shakur. Shakur responds to Devin, right? Again, we had the initial Four Kings. It was Devin, Ryan, Tio, and Tank Davis, right? It was supposed to be the Four Kings 2.0 from the Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran.
Interestingly, Wilfred Benitez, often overlooked in discussions of that era, defeated Roberto Duran, who struggled against several of the original Four Kings. Duran beat Sugar Ray Leonard only once, was brutally knocked out by Hearns, outclassed by Hagler, and beaten by Benitez. Despite that, Benitez remains overshadowed. Similarly, fighters like Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis, and Teofimo Lopez have often overshadowed Shakur Stevenson. However, Stevenson has begun to break through, particularly after dominating Teofimo Lopez. At the same time, Tank Davis's legal issues and reluctance to fight further highlight the challenges and opportunities reshaping the landscape of modern boxing.
We had that Four King era, but nobody mentions Wilfred Benitez. And the fact remains is Wilfred Benitez beat Roberto Duran as well. And Roberto Duran is 1-4 against those guys. He beat Sugar Ray Leonard the first time. Outside of that, Roberto Duran, he lost to he quit against Sugar Ray Leonard. He got knocked out brutally by Tommy Hearns. He got outboxed by Marvin Hagler and outclassed by Wilfred Benitez. Right? But he's overshadowing Wilfred Benitez. And I felt like these guys, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Tank, and Tio, overshadowed Shakur Stevenson. And now Shakur Stevenson has shined the light by dominating Teofimo Lopez.
Bernie the Boxer reacts to Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney by highlighting the legacies and accomplishments of both fighters. Shakur is now a 4-division world champion, a 2-time lineal champion, and a 2-time Ring Magazine title holder. He also became a 2-time unified champion at 130 pounds, having beaten high-level opponents like Teofimo Lopez, who always rises to the occasion.
Fight, Conor Ben comes into the ring, they talk, have some words, but Shakur Stevenson said, I want to put that same rehydration clause you put on Chris Eubank. Tell me, what did you get out of that moment in the ring?
Well, I heard on the press conference where I think it was his manager said that, that was a clown move, but I think Shakur invited that, I don't even know if I would have said all that about Conor being right then, but I think he really wants that fight. He really wants the money for the fight. He's been saying that. And now he came through victorious. You know, I think he really wants that money for that fight. He wants the money for the
Devin Haney, meanwhile, is a 3-division world champion and was undisputed at one point. Bernie emphasizes that if Shakur wants to face Devin directly, he should do it without hesitation. Fighting Devin in his prime leaves no room for excuses and ensures Shakur gets full credit for a monumental achievement. According to Bernie, both fighters are elite, but beating Devin at his best would further cement Shakur Stevenson's legacy as one of the top fighters of his generation, proving his skill, determination, and championship-level ability.
legacy fights, accomplishments, because now Shakur is a 4-weight world champion. Devin is a 3-weight world champion. Devin was undisputed, but now Shakur is a 2-time lineal champion. You know, so he's a 2-time Ring Magazine winner. You know, 2-time unified champion. If you want to add the ring, as far as with the WBO, he was unified at 130. You know, so he's a 2-time unified champion, 2-time lineal champion. Beat a guy like Teofimo Lopez, who rises to the occasion. Had a close fight with George Kambosos. You can make a claim that he was fighting out of frustration or out of emotion. You know, and that was it. He was in his prime too. You know, Josh Taylor seemed to be drained at 140. Not taking away from Devin, but he was already moving up to 47, they were saying. You know, Lomachenko was a little older. And
Shakur Stevenson recently delivered a dominant performance against Teofimo Lopez, and Boots Ennis highlights how remarkable it was, especially considering Shakur fought practically with one hand. His jab, the most important punch in boxing, was sharp and precise, controlling distance flawlessly. Every move was calculated and effective, showing technical mastery that made Lopez look amateurish despite his experience and athleticism. Critics had questioned Shakur's resume, claiming he hadn't faced top competition, but against Lopez, he silenced the doubters. Technically, Shakur executed everything perfectly, and Lopez struggled simply because he was in there with Shakur Stevenson.
I see greatness, man. I see greatness. Shakur practically beat him with one hand, man. That jab, man. Most important hand you have, man. You know? And he looked good doing it, sharp. You know what I mean? Distance. He did everything, man. He did everything right, man.
A lot of people thought it would be a tough fight because Teo's athletic, Teo's experienced, he's fought on a high level. Mm-hmm. And, you know, they were critical of Shakur. Oh, right. He ain't fought nobody and this and that. Yeah. He made Teo look like everybody else.
Made him look like an amateur. Made him look like an amateur. Yes.
Now, technically, what did you see? Right? Where did Teo go wrong in that fight?
Where he did what wrong?
Yeah.
Fighting Shakur. That's where he went wrong. Fighting Shakur. I knew he just running his mouth. He just was talking, man. I knew that from the beginning, even the time.
Even with his left hand slightly injured, Shakur stayed dominant throughout the fight, pumping the jab relentlessly and only occasionally using his left because of the injury. Boots emphasizes that Shakur could have gotten a stoppage if he needed to, but he fought smart through the discomfort. The performance showed not just skill, but intelligence and composure in the ring. Fans in Philadelphia and beyond witnessed a masterclass, with Shakur asserting himself as one of boxing's top talents. Even while hurt, he controlled the fight, proving greatness doesn't depend on perfect conditions. It depends on skill, heart, and unwavering focus.
Shakur, no, you could have got stopped too, but Shakur hurt his left hand. Yeah. His left hand was hurt. If you notice, he was using that jab a lot.
Yeah, jab and then the
you know what I mean? And he threw the left hand every now and then. Because I was screaming out. Everybody said they heard me in Philly.
Yo, we could hear you on the TV. Yo.
Yeah, that's my young buck. You know what I mean? And I was telling him, throw that straight left hand. Then I noticed when he did throw it, he wasn't throwing it real hard. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But he looked spectacular, man. You know what I mean? You can't ask for nothing more, man. And with me, I don't care about what people say, man. They always want to talk about you and say, oh, he should have did this, should have did that. He did everything that he was supposed to do.
The fight between Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney is everyone eager to see. Both bring elite skill, speed, and determination, making every moment in the ring unpredictable and intense. Fans are studying their styles and past performances, debating who comes out on top. Every punch and every movement matters, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Shakur's technical mastery meets Devin's agility and power, setting up a clash that promises fireworks. The energy around this fight is electric, and it has the potential to define both careers, delivering one of the most memorable bouts in recent boxing history.
The only fight that even remotely sparks my interest for Shakur Stevenson is this guy right here, Devin Haney. Look at them, they're the same size. Obviously, Devin's moved up to 147. Shakur demands a catch weight. We'll see if Devin goes for the bait, because I think Shakur Stevenson, there's no doubt about it, he has the skills to compete at 147 to be 5-weight division champion. I feel like that would be cool.
That's it for today's video, so stay tuned. Until next time.